Hey guys, welcome to another beautiful episode of Uncensored. And you guys know how it is on every episode of Uncensored, like the way we say it's raw, unfiltered, the way we discuss about the topics raw, unfiltered, and we don't leave anything behind. On today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about does past life affect relationship? Does past life affect relationship? Some people have actually lived life. Like when I say lived life, some people have lived life. They've lived life to the fullest, to the bottom, to the middle, to the everything, and then they just suddenly change and they're like, okay, fine, I've become a good girl or a good guy now, and I need someone to settle down with. So that life they lived, does it affect the relationship they decide to go into? And discussing this with me today is a very beautiful damsel. Like, this girl fine. She's fine. She's fine. But let's leave it that way. So welcome to the show, KK. Hi.
Hi guys. I'm so happy to be here this evening. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, I'm actually I'm blushing for her. Yeah.
Well done. Blusher of life. Well done.
Yes, so so KK, thank you for coming actually. But before we actually go into the discussion, the viewers want to know you, not just me. At least I know it's an extent that you're a fine girl. That's what I know.
Okay.
Well, KK, do tell us about yourself. Who is KK?
Okay. Actually, my name is King's Kid. Amalu King's Kid, but my friends call me KK for short. I am an aspiring broadcaster, and there's not much to know about me. Well, I'll keep that to myself. Yeah, if you want to know more, you can later. But for now, I'll keep my information to myself.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. She said she will keep her information to herself. Okay, well, maybe means that I'll start keeping some information to myself too.
You better.
Well, KK, like I said before, our topic for today is does past life affect relationship? I know. Are you actually? I know you want to put out the ginger. I know you actually want to talk about
ginger. There's just basically, I feel there's just an answer for me. I don't know for someone else. You get. For myself, there's just one answer. So.
Okay, she said there's just one answer, but let's go on this short break, and when we get back, we're actually going to be listening and watching KK's answer. We'll be right back. And you are welcome back to the show, guys. So before the break, we actually said our topic for today is does past life affect relationship? And I introduced our guest, KK with the double K. I think that's so I actually just added that to it. So KK, tell us, does past relationship affect does past life affect relationship? I mean,
like I said earlier, it's one way answer for me. It's no. I will say no because your past and your present have nothing in common.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. I know so. Your past and your present. Okay, there's a little connection, but it doesn't have anything to do it's not supposed to affect your present. You get?
Okay.
Well, when we said, does your past relationship affect your present relationship? It is not supposed to. Because when you get into a relationship with a person, the person gets to fall in love with your present, not your past.
Okay, but do you actually know, there's something I actually know about this. I think there are there are some things that we would have done in our past life. Like, let me not say we. Like, let me say there are some things that someone would have done in their past life. Like, let me say something so gruesome. Like, maybe the girl was maybe she was something like a stripper or a or or more than a stripper. Let's put it that way. Let's actually put it that way. And she just suddenly decided to change, and you know, she met somebody and the guy fell in love with her and he decided to settle down with her. But don't you think in marriage that life she has lived will come back haunting her? Like, you know, don't you actually think that kind of life she lived, you know, being a stripper and doing things, don't you think is going to affect her when she settles down with the new guy she has met? No, that.
I don't think so. As long as the guy is aware. You know, most situations, those kind of situations come where it affects your present relationship is if your spouse or your partner is oblivious to your past life. Let me give an example.
Okay.
A girl is a stripper. She works in a strip club, or let's use the word prostitution, you get. And then along the line, she stops that and begins to live a decent life. She earns her living and everything about her is decent. And here comes this guy and they fall in love. So things go and go and go and the commitment gets serious.
Okay.
Now he's saying, I want to marry you. It's left for the girl. Actually, she is supposed to let the guy know. If the guy actually loves her, like I said, I fell in love with your present. Her present is supposed to determine if he actually wants to stay with her or not.
Okay.
How much he loves her will determine if her past is weightier than his love or his love is weightier than her past. So I think if I were in his shoes, I will compare. If it's something I can live with, fine. If I can't live with it, it's okay. You get. But I don't think the fact that she was a stripper has anything to do with her present life, because now you know she's like away from that kind of lifestyle. Unless she's not ready to live that lifestyle. That's a different ball game, you get.
Okay.
But she has left the lifestyle. You met her actually as a decent person. If she didn't tell you, you won't know. Because you can't like picture her in that kind of situation. You understand? So her telling him, she's doing both of them a whole lot of good. And his decision now is what will decide if they will go forward or things will just... But I don't think it is supposed to affect it. Yeah.
Wait, you
So
actually
because
mentioned...
your love, his love for her is like supposed to cover everything. They say love covers all sins. So his love for her is actually supposed to cover everything.
Okay. But I think that love covers all sin is like, it's actually with the Bible and sorry.
Yeah, it is actually from the Bible. Yes, it is from
exactly.
the Bible, yeah.
I know it's from the Bible and I think it's actually talking about the agape kind of love. I don't know. Or the... Yes, that's actually what I think.
But what is agape love? What is love? It's just that we have come to like give it... Yes, agape love is a love of God. You understand? And as human beings, that is the kind of love we are supposed to have firstly before we go into the other kinds of love. And that is the supreme love. Because that agape love admits all things.
Yeah.
You get. This other kind of love is like conditional. I will say that. It's conditional. You get this, the love is there. You don't get this, the love is... You understand what I'm saying? But
Actually,
that love is like a holistic kind of thing. Be you whatsoever, whatever. There are even people say that... Have you seen people that fall in love with a stripper knowing she's a stripper?
Yeah, I've actually heard of situations like that.
So what would you say about those kind of people? It's love. So your love goes a very long way, like...
Okay, there's actually something you said about, if the girl, sorry, I'm taking you back now.
Okay.
When you said, if the girl decides to tell the guy that, okay, that this was kind of life she lived, and if he can live with it, he should choose to be with her. And if he can't, he should leave. So the thing is that if he can't live with it, doesn't mean that he doesn't love her. Wait first, that's actually the question. But look at her, she's actually laughing. But right now we'll go on a short break, and when we get back, we'll continue the discussion for this episode. We'll be right back. And welcome back, guys. Now let's continue the discussion. Like, I'm sure you guys have been learning or having fun and listening and watching so far. So KK, let's continue our discussion.
Okay, your question was, if the guy decides to leave, does it mean he never loved her in the first place? I wouldn't say he never did. I won't say that, but like I said, the love wasn't strong enough.
Okay.
Yes.
So if it was strong enough, it should have.
It should be able to withstand whatever it is.
But KK, there's actually one thing about past life. So I'm going to say it according to how I understand this thing. Not all past life are like, there are some that's just so gruesome. Stripping is even still okay. Like, I'm being plain here.
Okay,
and
like
I'm
if
really
a guy commits murder.
Okay, what if a guy commits murder? Or maybe, let me just say, okay, now let's move to the guys. We'll be talking about girls since now. Let's move to the guys, because basically everyone has a past life, but some are actually more gruesome than the other. So the point here is that, what if, like, a guy that commits murder, or let me say a guy that was maybe a cultist, was just living this reckless life, just living the kind of life we want to, and then care about tomorrow.
Let me use the cultist example.
Okay.
My pastor, where I worship, every time he's preaching, he's always giving example. He used to be a cultist. And not just an ordinary cultist, like the very rugged type of cultist. You get. He gives examples in church, and then he gave his life to Christ. And became a very good human being. And he's married to a very beautiful wife. So, will the wife say, because he was a cultist, even though he has given his life to Christ, and I know now that he's a good person, I won't marry him because of that? They are very happy. Like, even if she's told to marry him over and over and over again in her next life, she will choose him. Why is that? Why didn't she consider her past? So these things is, I think he's understanding.
Your pastors, I would say your pastor's situation is a bit different. Because
Why?
he already gave his life to Christ. And no.
Okay. I get where you're coming from. Yes.
Exactly. See, I get where I'm coming from. Yeah. He already gave his life to Christ. And God already forgave him. So I think the wife now coming in, she'll feel like, okay, God already forgive this man. So who am I to say? But what if, now let's look at the other way. The guy just decides to change. He doesn't go to church. He's not a Christian, but he just decides to change and still living a good life. Because
everything in this life is a risk.
Okay.
Every decision you take in this life is a risk. Is chance. You get. But I know to an extent some people can hide, like very, very much hide their identity until maybe they kind of get into marriage and they are like, maybe like, what happened?
What happened?
This is not the guy I was dating. You understand that kind of thing. But if the guy is someone who is very open, who comes up straight and is like, babe, I once committed murder. I went to prison for it. I even spent 5 years in prison for the murder, you understand? But it was a mistake, and I won't like try to make that kind of mistake again. I beg you. No vex. I want to ask you as a person, if he says that kind of thing to you, would you say, no, before tomorrow you come and kill me in my sleep, oh?
What if actually comes to kill the woman?
Why would he kill you? If he wanted to conceal that information from you, he would have. If a guy wants to kill you, babe, there are 1,001 ways for a guy to kill you without your knowledge.
Okay.
You understand? So him even telling you is better for you, because now you know what you are dealing with. If you want to be careful, you know measures to put in being careful. You get? Someone that has an ulterior motive, okay, let me not say an ulterior motive per se. Someone that like keeps something like that has a tendency. Or he might not really have a tendency like, but maybe he's too afraid. If I tell her, she might leave.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
If I tell her, she might leave. But it's better to tell her. If she wants to leave, it's better she leaves than postponing the evil day. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
I get what you're saying.
that's basically it. That's it.
So, in summary of all what you've been saying now, like, it's actually okay for someone to overlook the past, and even if it's gruesome, Abby,
If you can handle
like
it.
if you can handle it,
If you can handle it, it's not a problem.